I was literally about
That's
to
what I'm
say that.
saying.
I don't think if he's at the end of his prime and dude is averaging what like a goal and a half a game or something crazy, like he didn't
Well,
play a
he's
game
That
he's playing
speaks
without.
in
age.
MLS.
That's
Yeah.
valid. That's valid. But they're still pros, right? And he's like,
Well,
it's not like he's playing against like.
well.
Shout out to the Breakers, by the way. Don't disrespect the
Blue
Breakers.
wave.
Shout out to
They're
the
great.
BBWs.
Who is the
We
most
love
influential?
BBWs.
Wow. Who is the most influential? That's great. Who is the most influential human?
He's gonna get it out eventually.
I'm trying to regather my thoughts. You just
I don't know if he's in on
Birmingham,
the.
Birmingham Blue Wave, for the record, in
Okay.
case you're wondering what the
There
heck
you
we're
go.
talking
Okay.
about.
Okay. But the way it wasn't even that you said it, the look you gave afterwards was like, yeah, I know I said it. Try and get out of this one.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, welcome to Who Effing Knows edition. Who Effing Knows? I really don't even know what season we're on anymore, what episode we're on anymore. We're remote again. We're trying to keep this fun, coming off the heels of a weird Pelicans loss. So, in order to keep it fun tonight, we're actually bringing in a guest. You guys may know him, you may not. If you don't, you need to know him. Go find him. He's a member of the No Network. We talk a lot in our private group chat that doesn't actually exist. And when I say there's some conversations that come up that are a ton of fun, and we hope that's what spills over tonight. That's what we're looking for. So this man really needs no introduction, but we're gonna put him on stage now. My man Dylan McKneely, host of Home Court. What's up, man?
Man, listen, I'm in the place to be. Who effing knows? That's how I
You
feel
already
about
know.
a lot of things right now. So who effing knows? Thank you guys for having me. I think of you guys as brothers, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you for finally letting me jump on this show to have conversation with you guys about some fun things.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time, man.
Oh yes, we
Welcome,
are,
welcome.
Patty. Yes, we will.
So the thing with us,
Hey, Patty, you know
right?
why I'm here. You know
I
why I'm
already
here.
know. I already
You
know
know
why
why
you're
I'm
here.
here.
Winners get wings, bro.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
nah, listen, guys. We've recorded one thing before, never saw the light of day. I'll be honest with you guys. Giving you guys a little peek back into something. It might one day, but the whole thing that we want to do here tonight is just keep this real. It's not going to be this whole like, oh, we have this topic and we have that topic. Like, you know how we roll on this podcast. We're gonna have a group chat style conversation, and whatever falls out, and hopefully y'all are along for the ride with us. With that being said, I'm just gonna kick it over to you, Dylan. I want to know first and foremost just what's on your mind. Let's go that
Oh
route.
man. So what's on my mind is one, um, I don't understand why I put myself through the torture of being a fan of Louisiana sports. LSU just lost to Nichols is in Louisiana as well. So LSU just lost to Nichols State tonight. I don't know if
boy.
you guys saw that. That's men's basketball. Women's basketball lost to Colorado, and then they turn around and they beat Queens, and then they start to flex again. I'm okay with it. Keep the same energy. I guess you're gonna keep the same energy. LSU football, we lost to the Elephant team, and I'm not talking to Elephant Man. And then the Saints. Hey, yeah, go Saints. Who that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Isn't that your guy, Dave? How'd you say? Oh yeah. Isn't that
Yeah,
your guy?
I'd like to point something out here.
Go for it.
Whenever
Tulane is
somebody,
awesome. Tulane is
thank
awesome.
you, thank you.
Tulane is awesome.
Whenever somebody
Tulane is
says,
awesome.
"Oh, Louisiana sports are miserable," one team always gets left out of that conversation, and it's the best team in the state.
I acknowledge
Consistently for the
Nichols
last 2
State.
years.
I just acknowledge Nichols State existence.
the fact that you acknowledged Nicholls State and still didn't speak about Tulane, it really was like a dagger. I'm gonna be honest with you. It hurt.
Wow.
The best college football team in the state of Louisiana didn't
Are
even get
they?
mentioned.
Are they the best though? Let's talk about it.
What's there to they've
Let's
got one
go.
loss. The other one has 3.
Valid.
What?
But if we go So defense, let's just defense is kind of who plays defense anyway, guys? Who plays defense?
Tulane plays
Okay,
defense.
okay, but let's talk about other things. Quarterback for quarterback. You're taking Jaden Daniels. Or-
It's an interesting conversation. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. I'll fall on the
Okay.
sword here because like coming into the season, I think Dave and I had conversations, right? Like where I was like, oh yeah, Mike, like people are talking about Jaden Daniels, but like you're not talking about Michael
yeah.
Pratt. Michael
Mhm.
Pratt's gonna be the guy, right? Like coming into the season, I was like, he's a dark horse Heisman candidate. Y'all are tripping. Jaden Daniels isn't good. I'm eating my words a little bit. Pratt's had some injuries. He hasn't looked bad, but he's not putting up numbers. And
Dave wanted to bench Pratt like twice on Twitter. I saw it happen with my own eyes.
they could kick
Oh, I did
rocks.
that.
They lost their mind.
Oh, did you say Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say no.
okay.
No, I have not.
I was about to say.
I'm
Oh,
just making
shoot.
stuff up. I'm just making stuff up.
There's been some negativity now. Like there's been some negativity with the Tulane. Man, listen, Louisiana sports in general. Your team. I mean, the Pels were like 4-2 at one point. The Saints are in first. Tulane's, I don't know, first place. New Year's Six bowl, like on the horizon, and people are still like mad. I think we just want to be mad.
No, see, here's the thing. We suffer from it's like if you take a hot girl to prom, your expectation is hot girl or bust always, right? Now, LSU, we went to the Natty. We had Joe Burrow, and that's been our backdrop. Even before that, when Nick Saban was here, we won one. We've always won one, and then to have this much talent, this talent is rivaling the Joe Burrow, Jefferson, Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's rivaling that talent as far as statistics right now. And to have a defense that, you know what? I know
my man's in
football players
pain.
watch this. I know you guys are very popular, and football players watch this. And I actually am friends with one of the defensive backs for LSU. So I'm gonna try and be chill. But just know that the defense, it hurt. I've never been afraid of watching a that Drake meme where it shows him on defense and he's like scared all the time on defense, and they say like this person guarding, That's how I feel anytime our defense gets on. It's literally like, I don't know so defensively you got us. Who are you taking wide receiver core? Tulane or LSU's wide receiver?
I mean, you got to take LSU. That's not all right. We're gonna go position by position here. I'm talking about you line them up and see what happens.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
If you
go
ahead.
If you go position by position in the Cotton Bowl, USC should have won that 100 times out of 100 times.
That's valid. You make a good point there. I would
look.
like to see. Go ahead.
We talking any given Saturday here. You know what I mean?
That's valid. But the issue with that is this. So listen, there's a certain dynamic that goes into when LSU plays in. Why have they not played yet? Can we talk about that? Why hasn't that LSU's played Grambling, Southern?
Well, they used to.
Why did they stop? What happened?
If I can be real, there's no benefit for LSU to play Tulane. None.
Really? Why not?
Because if they lose, they look dumb. First of all, it's just bad PR, and then they got to pay them. So it's like, why are they going to play Tulane?
But why are they playing Grambling and Southern?
Because they know they're going to destroy them.
Yeah, they kept playing. They played Tulane until Tulane started to get a little bit better, and then LSU kind of ran from the smoke.
That's lame. Anyways, it's just hard. It's just hard to be an LSU fan. The Saints, we get Drew Brees. We win a championship. In our brains, that's the expectation. I want to publicly say to Drew Brees, I am so sorry, sir. I am so sorry. I was very ungrateful. Those last 2 to 3 years you gave us, I was 100% wanting to usher you into a group home and gladly come and bring you your breakfast every morning, as long as you want on the field in a New Orleans Saint uniform. I take it back. Listen to me. I take it back, Drew. I just had to get that out there. Because
I second that.
Holy smokes. Aaron Brooks, I don't got to apologize. I've been on your side. But just know, I'm apologizing for everybody else.
So that's another interesting topic, right? Shout out Aaron Brooks.
Come on.
I no, you and I agree on it. So it's
Yes,
like unless Dave disagrees, I agree with Dylan here. We've talked about this before, and maybe this is a hot take that people listening to this will be weirded out by, whatever, disagree with. Aaron Brooks is the second best quarterback. Who effing cares? Aaron Brooks is the second best quarterback Saints have ever had. Let's be real. Let's be real. People pull up Bobby Hebert, they pull up Archie Manning, and my first response is go look at the numbers. Both those dudes were absolute. All right, let me not speak poorly on some of these. But come on, man. It's not even a comparison.
Archie Manning spent more time on his back than he did dropping back.
Yeah.
Like, the man dropped back, he was running for his life 90% of the time. So we can't even, he's like a NA, like not applicable, because you never got to see what he really was.
Archie, most of what people look at Archie as or celebrate him for are his sons. Like, he gets so much credit for his sons. And I hate to sound like a hater in that sense, but Peyton and Eli have done more for Archie's Saints career than Archie did for his Saints career. Like, he was not very good.
Wasn't Archie the first? No, he wasn't. Wasn't Archie was the first Saints when they got here, right? Wasn't he the first quarterback?
Nah, it was years later. I don't remember the first.
But he was
67.
big when he was here, though. Like, he was like when he was.
Yeah. So he was a local boy, technically. Like, he's from Mississippi, so he's
true,
like, a good old boy, close to home. The Saints are a Gulf Coast team. I mean, people say New Orleans Saints, but we all saw after the Super Bowl, like, there's fans from everywhere.
100%.
So, I mean, I think that's what goes along with it. And he wasn't bad. It was just he didn't have good numbers. They didn't win. Like you said, he was on his back. He was running for his life the whole time. But you can't use that as a crutch to then turn around and say he's the second best quarterback of all time. Like,
yeah.
That's like the equivalent of somebody saying Michael Jordan is more influential than Allen Iverson.
Right? Talk about it.
It's like an insane take. You just think about
how.
You like that transition?
How?
It's like a crazy. I don't know how people do it.
That's insane,
Patty. You know that? There's people in this world that go to sleep at night saying, "Man, Michael Jordan was so much more influential than Allen Iverson."
Because he was. It's not even an argument. It's not even an argument.
Say that?
And it pains me. Listen, I guess I need to explain myself. Dylan and I go back and forth, and y'all have probably seen us exchange jabs on Twitter just jokingly about this conversation.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not joking. I want to fight Patty anytime he brings it up.
I'm ready, man. I got my tea. I'm chilling. My feet.
Gotta have the tea.
I'm kicked back. Nah, man, listen, like, it pains me to even have this conversation because when y'all started having it, I didn't want to jump in. We were going through all these different other people, like not even basketball players, just all these players. Yeah. And I settled on Michael Jordan. And then it was almost taken as if like I didn't respect Allen Iverson. And I was like, y'all, there's two basketball jerseys I own now. But at the time, there was one basketball jersey I owned, and it's the only basketball jersey I have kept for my whole life. And it's in my damn header on Twitter. And it's Allen Iverson, Georgetown.
Patty, we live in a world of absolutes, sir. You have to pick a side. That's why there's Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, well, I'm neither.
And conservative. So. That you have to see the fact that you're not either. You're wrong.
I want to know
that.
I want to know where
my wife said.
Where Steph falls in this conversation.
Ooh. So we had this talk too.
I know, but I want to bring. It was a good talk.
Go ahead.
But I want to, maybe not right now, but by the end of Steph's career, he's gonna be in this conversation, right? Because my brother's 15. His age group worships Steph Curry. Like this, for a lack of a better way to say this, he is their Michael Jordan.
That's real.
Like,
he's there.
This is not saying he's as good as Michael Jordan. You're talking about
making sure.
But in a way, he is their Michael Jordan because they view him as the best player of their lifetime. Like, my brother is almost to the point where it's kind of crazy because LeBron is still one of the best players in the league, but like Steph has been a top 3 player, maybe my brother's entire life. Almost
It's because it's the Allen Iverson gene. Can I be honest with you? It's people loved Allen Iverson because you felt like you could be Allen Iverson. You
Mhm.
felt like this guy is 6 foot from lower income neighborhood, went to prison, got out of prison, got another opportunity. That's like every street dude's hope. Just give me I'm cold on the court. If they would just come, if one scout would come out here and see me, that's every street dude's dream. It's the Allen Iverson. Steph is kind of that same line. He's not 6'8", but obviously he didn't go to prison. You know, he went to private school. Two different dynamics there, but it's the same thing for the private school rich kid who's like who prior to Steph Curry could not even dream.
Well, it's not that. It's like undersized, small. Like
That's
Yeah.
true.
that's what it is
too.
for Steph. That's the knock on for this argument for LeBron. Like LeBron is
That's true.
LeBron. You know what I mean? It's kind of the thing with. I mean, Zion's been unhealthy, but it would be the same knock on Zion. Like you can't be Zion unless you're built like that. But like
But
for my brother who is like an undersized kid, he could see Steph and be like, if I just
I could do
work
that.
my ass off at shooting, I could be that.
Yep. And I think this is gonna sound crazy, but I think Steph is in the conversation right now. You want to know why? Out of all the players we're talking about, there's only one player that is currently playing that has other professional players signed to his brand. And not just low level other professional players, a star. De'Aaron Fox is signed to Curry's brand. Like, let that sink in. When De'Aaron Fox lines up, and Curry's in the West, De'Aaron's in the West. De'Aaron's Louisiana boy. Like, let that sink in. When he lines up to play against Curry in the playoffs, he's going to be wearing Curry shoes and going to be collecting checks from Curry. How much more influential can you get? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember Jordan. I'm a Jordan head. I'm an AI head. AI, when it comes to brands, AI's brain wasn't really in the brands. He just was a brand. You know what I mean? Like Jordan was a flipping business guru. Steph is a business guru. AI is a dude in the hood who just is a business. You know, what is Jay-Z saying? Jay-Z say, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. That's literally
Right.
who AI is. And so I feel like Steph just, in my personal opinion, he's probably going to play till he's 45 because he has the one skill that is the last to depreciate in value, and that's shooting. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why old heads at the YMCA are still lethal. So
If you had to make a Mount Rushmore in this conversation for like influential
Ooh.
basketball players, who is the fourth? Because those three, I think we can all agree those three are the three, right?
No, you
Like
got to put
MJ,
Shaq up there.
Shaq. But
Shaq is.
Yeah.
but if you're going off of the whole can you be this person conversation,
But Shaq
like is Shaq
transcends that. Shaq put out platinum albums. He
Okay.
put
Yeah.
out movies.
I don't think you have to look at this as can you be this person. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
just helps. Like that
Mhm.
just helps you be identifiable. That just helps someone want to be you and say, hey,
Yeah.
like this guy has influenced me now to like this game. Whereas Shaq was making kids movies and he was a rapper and like now he owns every brand. Think of a brand. Shaq owns it.
Everything.
Yeah. Well,
So I
it's
would
kind of
say
like
Shaq.
it's like number one, like what was your
He was
influence
a cop.
on the
Remember?
I forgot
Sorry,
about
I didn't mean
that.
I didn't mean to
No,
jump in with
really
that.
forgot about that part.
he's currently a
Sorry.
doctor. But it's like
This man's
like,
doing side missions. He's just living. You
It's-
don't know
it's
what he's
like-
doing.
And he's a DJ. He's a DJ
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
You're right. I think the argument is over.
Like this man, any branch you can think of, rap, he's been there. Movies, he's been there. Police officer.
I'm trying to think of a fourth. People would bring up Kobe. What's the knock on Kobe?
Shaq did.
Mamba mentality is,
But that is a basketball brand. Like you know what I mean? Like that's Shaq is in line with. I think Kobe was big, but I think he got even bigger post. You know,
Yeah.
well, as always.
I think the problem with Kobe is basically Michael Jordan Jr. Like he's you've seen him before. So I don't think he's as influential in that sense, even though he's a phenomenal basketball player. He was a good businessman too. But I don't think he's on there because of that.
Well, this kind of brings up the topic I texted you, Patty. If we can go into that,
We were starting to.
We're talking about influential.
Oh no, go ahead.
talking about influential
fault.
basketball players, who is the most influential non-basketball athlete? Because I have an answer.
It
I have an
depends.
answer too.
It depends. That's hard because, like, are we talking activists?
Yes,
Or
there's
are
a
we
lot of different
talking
areas.
like
It's just whatever you
culture?
view, whatever
Dang.
I'm
makes
going
you
gut.
say a
I'm gonna
whatever makes
shout
you
out an
say
answer.
AI.
I
Go
would
ahead.
say AI is. I would say NBA AI, but like,
Yeah. Let me kick this
go
off.
ahead.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
shout out an answer, and it's just coming from my gut. There's no real argument. I think he covers every base. I'm going Muhammad Ali.
I
That's
knew
the
you were gonna
one.
say that. I
That's
knew you were
yeah.
gonna say
Did
that.
you? This is
Yes,
you know me, man.
100%. I was gonna say it for you. I'm not even joking.
See,
I wanted to say it
I
before
wasn't.
somebody else did. That's why I was like, wait. Let me get this in. Go
It's
ahead.
funny because you took it to like I mean, obviously you say Muhammad Ali for like deeper reasons. My gut answer was Ken Griffey, but that's like a on the field influential
Yeah.
thing. Like his whole thing is your favorite baseball player's favorite player, and
But
I
then you
think
can
Griffey,
argue like Griffey wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Jackie.
Right.
yeah, of
And
course,
then it's so that's why I'm like, it's so hard because then you got Serena. I
Tiger.
mean,
Tiger for
Tiger.
sure.
Like, so it's
Pe-
like, I don't know, man.
Tiger
That's
is
a
a
good conversation piece right there.
Tiger
Can
is
you
an
even
answer because who like I don't care about golf without Tiger. My friends probably don't care
100%.
about golf without Tiger.
100%. 100%.
he's also had a crazy life. To talk
100%.
about being influential, like man, there's some stories there. You could
Yeah,
somebody brought
It
up,
could
not to
get
go off a
dusty
deep
in here
end.
quick.
I saw a meme earlier that was like, whenever I'm bored, I just look up the old Tiger Woods sex scandal texts to make me laugh. And they like posted one, and I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot all about this.
He's a dangerous man,
hey,
boy.
people
He's a
make
It's
mistakes,
dangerous
man.
man.
People
wild,
make
a
mistakes.
wild child.
I don't even know. Like, man, that's tough. I'm just trying to think, like, if you had to
Ma-
go universally, I can't even do it because Muhammad Ali wasn't really like
It's
a
a good
brand.
answer.
He was like an
Yeah.
activist and an athlete, but like you didn't see someone walking around saying, "I got on these Ali ones," because of the
Right.
times. And I don't know, man.
So we're also only thinking of like American athletes right now. Like we're not even considering anyone who
Ooh.
played like soccer or like
Mm.
football,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Like there's so many hockey. Like there's some influential hockey players. I mean,
That's a good point because Wayne Gretzky, in my eyes, to a new, still getting initiated hockey fan, I knew Wayne Gretzky before I knew what he actually did.
because of the artist.
Because he was in
course.
songs. There you go. 100%, 100%, 100%. But like, I don't, man. My heart wants to say, and this is gonna kind of be counterproductive for my AI argument. My heart wants to say, Mike, because Mike has been alive long enough to where now he's starting to get into activism. Like he just gave millions of dollars to I can't remember who it was to, and and I think Kobe, and I hate to say this, Kobe passing kind of opened Mike's eye. It seems like Mike is a different person since Kobe passed. Like he's almost more personable. I don't see as many videos of him saying, "Nah, I can't sign that autograph." It's more like, "What more can I do?" Maybe that's age. Maybe that I don't. So, everybody, when people watch this, they're gonna say Dylan is lame as ever. Muhammad Ali is the correct answer, and I wouldn't be mad at them for saying that. But when you say
Well,
most influential, that transcends everything, right?
that's what I was gonna say. The question really has to be most influential to what, right? Because like if you're talking about like we're doing most influential to basketball, most influential to activism, then it's Muhammad Ali. If you're talking like if you want to bring up Kobe, if you want to talk like maybe WNBA, because Kobe was on the path to like really pushing the WNBA, right? So
Yes.
like that's his influence.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I mean, to this basketball generation, Kobe is their Mike. I mean, a lot of them have said that. Paul George has said Kobe is his Mike. I mean, who else said it?
What
DeMar
what
DeRozan
player
said
what
Kobe.
player said Paul George was his mic?
It
Wasn't
was
that a thing?
Carmelo Anthony's son said Paul George is my Michael Jordan. I was like, son, come on. What are we doing here?
We're not
This
even
is-
going
That's
there.
that's
I'm,
dirty,
I'm
bro.
not
Because
about to
Paul George
slander.
ain't Paul George
Yeah.
can't even hold a candle to his dad.
100%. 100%.
Right? Yeah.
Wait, well,
Paul George
what
ain't
about
mellow.
Messi? What about Messi?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to bring up when I was talking about just soccer players
well,
in general. I mean, Messi is worldwide. Like, it's insane.
Well,
The
you're not-
man went to
and
Miami and
his-
turned it up.
That's what I was about to say. His influence is just beginning. Because
Yeah.
he's about to make American soccer huge. Or
Yeah.
bring soccer
It's
to
interesting.
America in a huge way, is what I should say.
Well, I was going to make the argument. You've seen this happen before, right? Where like big time European soccer stars come over, but like they always come over past their prime.
Right,
Messi
yeah.
is still, he's still like killing it. Like he's still definitely maybe the end of his prime, but I mean he's still playing at a very high level.
He
And
literally
you're at the
just
end
won the
of your
best player in the
prime.
world.
I was literally about
That's
to
what I'm
say that.
saying.
I don't think if he's at the end of his prime and dude is averaging like a goal and a half a game or something crazy, like he didn't
Well,
play a
he's-
game.
I just
He's playing
think
in
it's age.
MLS.
That's
Yeah.
valid. That's valid. But they're still pros, right? And he's like,
Well,
it's not like he's playing against like.
well. Sorry. Yes, they are still pros, but with soccer,
disrespect. Well,
with soccer, like yeah, they're way better than me. But when you're comparing levels of pros in soccer, they are
Yeah.
like the
the
breakers.
worst. The worst.
The
I
who?
don't know, man.
The breakers.
Let's go beyond sports here because that's why I love this show. Is you guys talk about everything.
Yes.
Who is
Okay.
the most? Shout out to the Breakers, by the way. Don't disrespect the Breakers.
Blue Wave.
Shout out to
They're great.
BBWs.
Who is the
We
most
love
influential-
BBWs.
Wow. Who is the most influential? That's great. Who is the most influential human?
He's gonna get it out eventually. It's
I'm
gonna
trying to
come up.
regather my thoughts at you. You just let
I don't know if he's in on the.
Birmingham Blue Wave, for the record, in
Okay.
case you're wondering what the
There
heck
you
we're
go.
talking about.
Okay. But the way it wasn't even that you said it, the look you gave afterwards was like, yeah, I know I said it. Try and get out of this one. We love BBWs. And then he just sat there and said,
Anyway.
Who is the most influential?
human being of all time?
Oh,
Oh man, freaking Mahatma Gandhi. I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to say there? That's
That's what I want. But hey, who is it? Who is when you look at time? Okay, let's shorten time because obviously we haven't been around for forever, and some of our social studies class lied to us.
Is it crazy if I go the complete opposite end of the spectrum and say like Hitler?
I was gonna
Like,
say
think
Trump.
about it.
Intrigued.
Think
I was
about
gonna
it.
say Trump.
Like, it's not. Like, I'm not for the right reasons, but I'm just saying.
Talk
I
about
swear to God, I was just
Tell
about
me-
to say.
Tell me why Trump would be asinine. That's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
He's got cults running
gonna
around.
be huge. That is
It
valid.
does.
That
So
is
does
valid.
Hitler. Still to this day,
That's what I'm saying.
they're called. Oops, sorry.
Are
What did
we
I
just
say?
saying influential
Leave
in a
that
good way?
alone.
Moving
Yeah.
forward, so why Hitler, Patty? This pod is going to be insane. By the way,
Isn't it obvious? Like, it's crazy. Like the
I don't know
the
how
historical
you might have
things.
to figure this one out for like our certain individuals. They might feel a little triggered by this pod. I'm not going to say the who.
That's fair.
We might have to.
So listen, I want to make this very clear. Since we are like just diving in headfirst to this conversation, I did not mean this in a positive way, in
Right.
any way, sense, or form.
Right.
I
That's
just
what I was going
mean-
to try to. That's what I was
Yeah,
going to try to clarify. Was do we mean influence? Are we only talking in a positive way? Because obviously we don't mean either one of these individuals.
Influence.
But if you just mean influence,
somebody who is the person that when they stepped in the time, they shifted culture, the time they were in, and they left a mark. That's
I mean,
influence.
it's gotta. I don't know if you can credit all this to Hitler, but like with the entire like World War I, World War II situation with him, obviously nations changed. The way we fight wars changed. You have freaking atom bombs now, like that are nuclear weapons that are like dangerous as hell. Like there's so many different things that have changed our lives as we know it, and we don't even realize it. Like we don't even talk about it.
That is crazy when you think about it. See, I was just gonna keep this pod going left because I was gonna say I know who's the most influential in American history if we're going down the Hitler trail. But I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, we don't have to do all that. We
Yeah,
could. I
we're
like to
not
keep
gonna.
it positive.
Yeah,
Let's
we're gonna.
switch gears. Let me
Yeah, I would see. I'm gonna
put it in reverse.
if it was me. Well, it is me because I'm answering this question. The one individual that I would say is like, no matter what room you put them in, they are influential because you can't find an individual to say something like, "Oh, that per." It for some reason JFK just feels like he's a slept on influence. Like there was never a moment where I saw somebody say, "Oh yeah, JFK was lame." Like, I mean, we don't want to talk about his relational life, the certain Monroes he engaged with, you know. But man, that I just feel like he put his whole family on, right? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm wrong in that adjustment, but I would say, I don't know, man. I'm just trying. It's so hard to put a point on it. Who do you think?
Lil
do you-
Wayne, he birthed all these rappers.
That's a smart answer. That is a smart answer. Way to get us out of here. Bravo.
You know what's funny?
Bravo.
I was actually going to compare Master P to JFK when you said he put his whole family on. I was going to be like, oh, like Master P. And then I was just going to shut up. So I'm glad
With the
Dave
tank
also went
behind you,
left.
that would have worked so good.
Somebody
Yeah.
had to get out of there.
Thank you so much, because I was like, how in the flip we getting out of here? I don't see the out.
Like them-
let's pray.
Me.
Anyway, Lord, it's the only way to get out of this. We gotta end service. My goodness. But hey, since you brought up Lil Wayne, let's move here now.
Dylan, I love that
Most
you just got in the conversation. It's great.
I'm not even
We don't have
trying
to do anything.
I'm just trying to organically just keep us flowing. Like you guys
That's-
said, you want this to be like our
I
group
love it.
chat. Here
That's
we
what
go.
this is. That's what we
Who
always do.
is-
It's fine.
Who is the most influential? And we are all biased in this room, being that we're all from Louisiana. But let's put our bias aside. Most influential artist of all time.
Artists, just artists in general.
Artists in general. That means R&B, soul, hip hop, funk,
Is-
rock. I got it already in my head, and I'm ready to go
man.
to war.
You know what? My first thought, I don't know if he's the most influential. I think he was influenced by a lot of other things. I was going to go Michael Jackson, but like I feel like there's so many, like go way further back in the history.
Yep.
There's so many people you could pull up. I don't have
I
anyone
got
right
one.
now. That's
I
the
got
first
one
one I'm
right
thinking
now.
of. Go for it.
I got I'm gonna go James Brown. The hardest working man. James Brown put on almost every person you could think of. And James Brown was one of the first artists to have a private jet. This man worked. I mean, I think the worst part about James Brown is that he burned so bright, so fast that he burned people out on him. Like all of the people that trusted him. I would say James Brown from an artist standpoint, just because I could say I can go out on the corner and go tell anybody, hey, have you heard of James Brown? 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say, who's that? Or something like that. You know what I mean? That would be I would say James Brown or Tina Turner. Those are my two.
I have an interesting one, and he's not on the same level, but he did change the way musicians look at how they own their own rights to music. I'm gonna go with Prince, because Prince changed. He changed the way.
James's level. He's above James' level, in my opinion, as far as influence.
Are you sure? Okay, I'm saying
I
I feel like James Brown.
Yeah, James Brown is big. See, from an external standpoint, Prince is going to be bigger because Prince, for multiple different reasons, some reasons unfair, skin complexion, he was more welcomed in certain spaces because he looked more safer in certain spaces. So I would say Prince more universally. James Brown is my Allen Iverson in music. That's why I said that. I'll just be honest.
That's fair. So Prince is the Michael Jordan. Is that what we're saying?
You got me. You got me.
I knew I did. It's fine. Dave, what you got?
I don't know. That's something I have to think about. I mean,
Taylor Swift.
Dave's gonna say Garth Brooks or something.
No. I don't know. I have no idea. Like
you paused on that Taylor Swift though, like you had something.
Oh, he thought about it.
I'm trying to think if you could make the argument. I'm trying to look at like 10 years from now. Like y'all have people who are influenced now. I'm trying to think of people from like this generation that might influence down the line. And when he said,
young boy.
well, when Patty said owning the rights to your own music and things like that, like what she's doing, it made me think of what she's doing currently, and that's kind of why I paused on Taylor Swift. But no, like she's not my answer. But shout out to Taylor because we're a Taylor Swift pod.
I think we definitely are a Taylor Swift pod. You better get used to it. I think the thing is that before Prince, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't think any artist, like it was so uncommon for an artist to own the rights to their music. Like that just wasn't a thing. So
I feel like my favorite artist all time, his name is Bill Withers. He Ain't No Sunshine, Lovely Day, Just the Two of Us, so many. I mean, hits after hits. But he made his money off of. He didn't even make money when he was present. He made money out of people remixing his songs. Will Smith made more money on Just the Two of Us for Bill Withers than Bill Withers made. So I feel like you're right in that assessment that like Prince kind of ushered that into the sphere of like own your own masters.
Mm-hmm.
You could. I don't know who the answer would be here, but you could also talk about who like the first producer to start getting producers credits and things like that. But I don't know who that answer would be.
That sounds like, what's his name? He's in LA, not LA. What's his name? Oh.
I was gonna say it's clearly DJ Khaled.
What's his name? Oh, he produced everything. I can't remember.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Really good hair guy. Good look. I can't remember his name. Oh,
Me either.
Man.
I don't know.
Remember his name. I'll tell you. I was gonna say DJ Khaled.
We the best.
Timberland.
New Orleans born.
Best? Is he?
Oh, I don't know. DJ Khaled's from New Orleans. Did you know that?
What?
Go look it up.
Why is
Let's
talk about it. Lil Wayne moves to Florida and slowly but surely stops talking about Louisiana as much.
He picks
DJ
and chooses.
Khaled, he picks it. That's the thing. Like when it rhymes, he'll put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
DJ Khaled, I only know Miami.
Yeah.
What is so bad about being from Louisiana that you go to Florida?
I don't think so. DJ Khaled, he's from here, but he moved around a lot. I looked it up one day because I saw he was from here, and I was like, "Dang, this dude never talks about being from here, but he's from here." He like popped to New York and then popped down to Miami and then like bounced around.
I think it was like a
major part. He was a major part of like some of the New Orleans rap boom that occurred too. If you go back and look, I was looking through some stuff. It's very interesting. I was like, "Dang, I didn't know any of this."
Shout out to Currency for being from here and continuing to be here.
Fun fact.
Love it.
Shout out to Currency.
Favorite artist for like 3 months. Currency, the high spitter. If you didn't know,
3 whole months.
He was about 3. About 3. Because I was always that kid that wanted something different, and everybody was. I loved Wayne when everybody was on Juvenile. My mom used to argue with me. Juvenile. I'm like a 13-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid. She's arguing with me. Juvenile is the best. I'm like, Lil Wayne, the best. And then everybody fell in love with Lil Wayne. I'm like, I gotta move on now. Oh, y'all like Currency, the hot spitter. And then his cadence put me to sleep, and I was like, I just can't. I don't smoke, so I can't.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's big for that. I don't know. He's still living on that too. But
that's why
it's a whole business.
That's why I was never as big on Wiz as other people. I just couldn't relate
I love
to
Wiz
it.
though.
Same.
I don't like. I
Wiz.
just love his flow. I love Wiz.
I've grown
his delivery.
As I've gotten older. I can appreciate all of it for what it is.
Yeah.
But like as I was growing up, I was like, I can't relate to this.
Same.
But then again, Wayne was my favorite rapper, and like.
But you're from.
I was gonna say like.
Though. But no, it feels like it's different when it feels like it's one of you. It's like I don't relate to anything NBA YoungBoy says. Like literally zero. And my little brothers actually grew up with the kid. Like I don't relate to anything. But he's from where I'm from. So if I stumble upon an NBA YoungBoy song, I'm like,
hell yeah.
I know the street he grew up on. Like I might not correlate with your life, but I remember where you come from. So that's why I think Patty's grandmother is from Holly Grove, so
Yeah. Back in the day, long time ago, she lived there. So to be fair, she lived there before she even had children. She lived there with my great grandmother, and then the great. I don't know what you want to call it when everybody moved out of Holly Grove.
Migration.
My people. Yeah. I'm just trying to be real, man. It is what it is. It ain't me.
Like, well, we heading out.
Yeah. All except for one of my good friends who stayed and lived on Nelson, and I frequented the neighborhood. My dad would be like, "Yeah, all right, be safe," and I'm like, "It's fine. I'm there all the time. You just don't know it."
You know
You,
who
t- you
else is
talk.
from Louisiana? Tukey
Oh,
Williams, creator of the
hmm,
Crips. He
look
is
at
from
that.
Louisiana. That
The
back in
more
the
you
day they
know.
had that. Yeah, he's from
I don't know how to
Louisiana.
feel about that. Not
Kendrick.
good.
I don't either. I don't either. I don't know why I said it's so exciting. But before he died, though, I love. So my big thing is history, guys. I love history. Before Tukey Williams died, he was a best-selling author of kids' books. There was actually a fight to not let him get the death penalty. It was a public thing. Look it up. They were saying he turned his
I'm
life
gonna.
around. He turned his
I'm
life around.
I want to
I'm
know
all
his
for a new
books.
I'm all for a new series where Dylan just teaches us about random facts of history.
Just bring me on. Just from time. Listen,
History with
everybody
Dylan.
watching this, if you're watching this, comment below. Add Dylan to the show. I want to spam these guys. Spam them so they're like, oh, frick, we got to add this guy to the show.
But see, the
All the
problem is
people love
we don't love doing it virtually, and you're not here. So
Dang. Listen, but it's cool now because, like they put the little box down at the bottom. Now, like everybody else is live and they got the guy at the bottom in the box. I could be your box guy. Like,
that's true.
The box guy.
the box guy. It works in theory.
I love it.
We can move
I
on.
love it.
Anyway, that I could tell by Dave's face. He's like, let's just smile and wave. Smile
No, I like it.
Smile and wave. Boys. Smile and wave. Anyway,
No, I was
but-
thinking
yeah.
I was thinking when you were talking about like relating to artists and stuff. This is why like Mac Miller is my all-time favorite artist because like he was the same age as me. I
Yeah.
like what, and I think me and Patty have had this conversation before. What he was talking about was always the same thing. When he was in high school, I was in high school, so like the things he was doing was the same stuff that was going on like in my daily world.
Yeah.
So you just kind of grow up with somebody, and
I'm gonna be honest. I never gave Mac a chance, and I don't know why. I'm mad about it.
You got to go list. Like I fell in love with Mac right before he passed away, man.
Yeah.
That swimming album got me
Yeah.
because it was soulful, and I was like, oh, I like this. And then I just like that's what gets. If somebody puts out something that's got some feelings to it, I'm
Yeah.
in. And then
That's the beauty of-
I'll go down the rabbit hole, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I really like his art. I like his craft.
Dave,
that
I
is the
might need a
beauty
curated
of Mac
playlist from
Miller.
you.
Oh, I
Need a
can give you
curated
one.
playlist from you because I wouldn't know. That's my issue. Is like once I need to have a good starting point so I can feel like I was on the journey with them. Like, don't just send me all this new stuff and I'm gonna be like, all right.
Well, no, that's the beauty of
He don't
Mac.
have any
Like
new stuff.
Oh,
that's fucked up.
Wow.
But anyway,
He does.
what what is new? I mean 3 years ago, whatever it was, because
Yeah.
they have released stuff since his passing. So
Circles. Did
aggressive.
you like that album?
I'll be honest with you, and this might just be me being a super fan.
Stan.
I don't I don't have an album I don't like. I have albums that I like less than others, but there's no album where I'm like I don't like that. But
I wasn't a
I
big
think
fan of Circles. It was all right.
Circles was so. What's upsetting about Circles is there was supposed to be one more swimming. It was supposed to be swimming in circles, and then another one was supposed to finish it, and it was supposed to be like Circles was the kind of depressing one, a lot of slow songs, and then the last one was going to be like a full like rap album,
Yeah.
and we never got it. So it was supposed to be a trilogy. So it's kind of upsetting that it ended where it ended. Because I think it
feel
would have I think it would have painted Circles in a better light if it could have completed the story.
I didn't hate it. It was just different. Go ahead.
Would you say we're in the most emotional era of hip hop ever?
Emotional.
I mean, yeah, probably. Because, like, if you look back through the decades, like the songs in the late 90s, early 2000s were like Money, Cars, Clothes. And then,
Yeah.
like, before that, it was like selling
Activism.
drugs and like, and before that was activism. Yeah. Like early 90s, late 80s, like activism, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I think so. But it's also kind of hit or miss because now there's also a lot of just like stuff
It
about
depends on what you
killing
listen
people.
to.
It's like, what are we
Sure.
doing?
But
We
the
just want
most
to murder
popular
everybody.
guys. But the most popular guys right now, it's Drake, and I
Mhm.
mean that he's got to be top 2, not number 2 most emotional rappers to ever exist. In my
Yeah.
like one time he's talking about He can send the shooters to your house. The next song, he's saying, I need a one dance. Then the next one, he's telling us he didn't hide the world, his child from the world. He was hot. He like goes through so many different emotions. And this is not a joke for people who really struggle with this. I almost thought he had multiple personality syndrome, because that man goes from like, I'm tough, like what, to okay, now I just want to sing and just talk about it, and now I just want to party with the girl. And maybe it just might be that he's a multifaceted human being, and I'm not intelligent enough to accept that.
Possibly.
Most likely.
So I can follow it.
Struggle with that. I don't know.
Do you take into account too that he is an actor and like maybe he's just playing a role?
Oh, Degrassi forgot about that.
This brings up a conversation. Who is the most talented person?
Easy.
Who?
Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is not even close.
I like that answer. I have a sleeper answer, but I'll let you give. Y'all give yours. I agree with you, but I do have a sleeper answer.
I don't know if I have anybody. Jamie Foxx is a good one. Like you said that, and it just like sucked my soul out. I'm like, I don't know, man. How do I compete with that?
I think that's the right answer, but what do you think of Donald Glover as an answer? Because Donald,
talk about it.
Very underrated. I mean, as an actor, you got one of the best like TV shows. One of them, with I say that, and then I'm blanking on the fucking name. Community. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then so he can act, and like he's not just an actor; he's a good actor, right?
Producer.
He can,
writer.
And
he's like the same. It's literally like the same as Jamie Foxx. Like it's like actor, producer, comedian, singer.
He's just not in the level of movies that Jamie Foxx is.
Well, Jamie,
he's a better artist than Jamie Foxx is.
Is he though?
Music wise, I think so. Well, music. I mean, this is all subjective, right?
Yeah. I am.
He's got more hits. I'll give you that.
I don't agree. I do not.
He didn't have more hits.
Because I mean, let's go through. And I'm a Childish Gambino stan. That's my Mac Miller. Like I love LES is my favorite Childish Gambino song. I could listen to that song right now. I mean, I remember being in college when I found Community, Donald Glover, and then a friend said, he raps. I'm like, what? He's my favorite guy in Community. And I was like, oh, man. But, I mean, Gold Digger. She said she wants some Marvin Gaye. Some Luther Vandross. That's two. Then he did the whole Ray album that he won an award for.
I forgot about that.
I can keep like Childish has done great things. The only thing Donald has on Jamie is he is a better screenwriter than Jamie. Jamie is not a prolific screenwriter. Acting, Childish Gambino has two veins. Is either like kind of comic core, like kind of like comedy, but it's like got a scary connotation to it, or it's like goofy. Jamie's got everything. We watched this man play Willie Beeman one moment, and then he was on BET playing a concierge at a hotel, and then he was driving in a van with he's played every role. I mean, then you see him as the goofball in Booty Call. Like, he's played every role. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't think Booty Call is the right movie. I think I might. It's I'm off on that one.
I would say, I think it's fair to say that what Jamie is as an actor to Donald, I think he is as an artist to Jamie. Because I think Donald has more. Jamie may have made the hits.
Yeah.
The couple hits, but I think Donald Glover has more. It's not, like you say, it's not really well known. Like I don't think most people can name 5 Donald Glover songs or Childish Gambino songs.
But if they heard them, they would be singing them. Like they would know them. I think that's the problem with Jamie is that people don't understand. Like I didn't think of the Ray album. I think Jamie Foxx just never really, like he didn't really release albums. You know what I mean? He was on songs.
I was going to say those aren't his songs. I'm willing to bet a lot of people don't know that that's him on those songs.
Right.
Unless you I knew too, but unless you like really are in the music, I'm willing to bet there's people that don't know that.
Because when Kanye hit, I actually was like, oh, that's Jamie Foxx. And I didn't even know who Kanye was at the time. I was like, oh man, look at Jamie finally getting into music. And then next thing you know, Kanye is the biggest act ever. But
Did you guys see the Dave Chappelle skit where he talks about Kanye at a party and he says he first time meeting Kanye, y'all already know, he said they played the song they did with Jamie, and he like the fact that Dave Chappelle didn't even know who Kanye, who, if we're being honest, going back to our most influential human beings conversation, Kanye might be that. Like, this
he's
man
up
has
there.
influenced everything. Like, he had a whole school that Donda, like he's had everything. But like, we knew Jamie before we knew Kanye, and we kind of like Jamie knew Kanye before Kanye. Well, Kanye always knew who Kanye was, I think. But like before he was Kanye, I mean, we knew Jamie. I was ready for that question because that's a debate I've had with so many different people. The most like he's done. I can't think of anybody that's so multifaceted. Like
Yeah, I think Jamie is probably the best answer. But when I hear people have this conversation, nobody ever talks about Donald Glover, and I think he should be in the conversation because
Why do you
I just think I think that his music isn't as popular. I don't think as we think it is. Like you saying, you're a Donald Glover stan. I also am. I don't know that he's as popular as
Bonfire.
like if I went, I'll tell you this. If I went, yeah, agreed. If I went to my grandma who doesn't like hip hop at all, she knows who Jamie Foxx is. She has no idea who Donald Glover is. No idea. You know what I mean?
She knows who Childish Gambino is, though.
She does not.
Don't sleep on your grandma.
Chrissy's asking if the Pelicans won. No, Chrissy. Sorry.
Do you know the story of how he came up with his with Childish Gambino?
No, I want to hear it.
I do.
I bet Dylan knows it.
Yes, I do, but go ahead, tell it, Dave.
He went to a website, like a rap name generator, put his first and last name into it, and it came out with Childish Gambino, and he went with it.
I love it. My man, I was doing this for like fantasy football names, and he did this for his whole career.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
It still works. I don't remember. Do you remember the website? If you go to the website, it still works.
It's a Wu-Tang rap name generator. I actually did it. I can't. My name was like 8-Ball Moneymaker or something like that.
Yeah, I did it at one point, like years and years ago, but I don't remember what it was.
As soon as I found out he did it, I was like, it's my time. That was 8-Ball Moneymaker for all of 2 seconds.
I love it.
That passed on. Yeah, I don't, man. But that's my take on that. It would be Jamie Foxx, but I don't know. You can't really think of someone that's from an artist standpoint that is like so Childish from a visual arts, like paintings. His concerts are literally like he did one concert in the middle of like this field where they did it in a half dome. Like, you know how the Las Vegas thing is big. Wow, that's crazy. What's the Las Vegas globe?
Sphere.
Hey, yo.
The sphere.
Las Vegas sphere. It's, Childish did that in like 2013. He had a bunch of people come to the middle of a field and he created a dome and was like doing the exact same thing that Sphere was doing. So I would say from a visual standpoint, I concede there, but Jamie just does so much, man. Like, the dude is in pickleball now. He's like selling pickleball paddles. What? Like, what do you even?
Oh, that seems like he's just riding a wave. Pickleball's having a moment.
Listen,
it's definitely having a
pickleball's here
moment.
to stay. You want to know why it's here to stay? Because everybody could play it. It's the Steph Curry situation. Everyone, your grandmother can go out there and cook you in pickleball.
It's true. Probably.
And so I'm telling you that the baby
anybody can cook Patty right now. He's got one ankle.
I do. It's tough.
What happened to your ankle?
I was playing with the dogs. I think I popped something in my Achilles. I don't know. I'm on like a steroid pack and all this stuff now. Yeah, I'm 35. That's what's going on.
Man,
listen, I can walk now. Don't mess with me. You need me to get on my toes and do something? I could do it.
There
we
you
back.
Go.
I can't move I can't run. I hobbled up the stairs to go to the gym for the first time all week. That was nice.
You're going to the gym with a bum ankle. Shout out to you.
He's got a whole upper half of his body he can work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
that's what I did too.
Use that as an excuse though. They're like,
"You're right.
My ankle. I can't work my arms because my ankles hurt." I am most people. I am that person.
I tried to. I was like, man, I need to let my body rest, and I did for like a day or two because I really couldn't even go up the dang stairs. Yeah. And then today I was like, I can move better. there ain't no excuse. I need to go work out. So, I hit it. It's
You-
just,
as
gym
you
life.
should.
Rah.
Can we talk about the Zydeco, man? They
I
won
was
the
ju-
first
That's so
game.
funny. I didn't
They
know
won
that.
their
I
game.
was
Yes.
I was just gonna take the opportunity to talk hockey because I don't get to do that often, and I wanted to
Let's
do a
do it.
Dylan check-in.
Let's
I
do
wanted
Go
it.
to
ahead.
check in on your ride with
Let's
hockey.
do it.
I
Although,
literally
wait,
put my mic down.
proper respect to Patty, lifelong Ice Cats fan. We can now
Lifelong Ice
continue the
Cats.
conversation.
Bravo. So, I am a proud Columbus Blue Jackets fan. It is the equivalent of being a Pelicans fan because we don't win. And it's you get it like they had a top 3 pick this year. They picked Adam Fantilli, really good guy. He's not Connor Bedard, who's crazy. That kid scored like 7 goals in 3 games.
Yeah,
Just this
dude's
past
nuts.
game, he had 2 goals and 2 assists, and he's a legit rookie. I don't. But anyway, long story short, guys, I've been on a tear with hockey lately. I'm actually thinking about jumping into a hockey podcast situation one day down the line because
Ooh.
I know Dave likes hockey. We're gonna make it happen, Dave. We're gonna. I don't
Listen,
like
it's
jump
easy to
into
get-
things I don't know about. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but it could be a thing where you learn. It's a podcast as you learn as you go, and it'd
Yeah.
be fun to watch, like where you start today and where you are a year from now,
Right.
right? Like it's got potential. But I'll say this: it's easy to get into hockey when your team is great from the jump.
Yeah, Vegas.
Listen,
You little
what
bandwagoner.
I don't know if I've ever told the story like how I became a Knights fan.
Please tell
Like,
me because I'm intrigued by this.
okay, so I'll do it quick. In 2017, I just decided I was like, I'm gonna be a hockey fan, and I was trying to find a team. I was like, I have a buddy that's a Penguins fan, and I was like, I could be a fan of them, and we can do this together. The other one I was thinking was Florida because I like Miami,
Panthers.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
which one? Tampa or Florida
Panthers.
Panthers? Okay.
I say Panthers because they're in Miami, but because I like everything Miami, I was like, it makes sense. But then it was like Vegas was a new team. They hadn't played a game. They hadn't done anything. I was like, this is my chance to ground floor. I was like, they're gonna suck. Nobody can call me a bandwagon fan. No, I was like, nobody can call me a bandwagon fan. And I tell you, and then all of a sudden they were great. And I'm like, this is awesome. Now I can say I'm a fan from the beginning. But thank God they were because I don't think I would have gotten into hockey had they been like awful. Because they were so good, I was in.
That gets me. See, I'm different than you, Dave, because I like to be there before you got good to be able to say, whew. You remember that one year we won so and so games and we were in the cellar, and now we got the Stanley Cup. Like Riley Smith, one of you guys' best players. He was a Florida Panther when I lived in Florida, and he was my favorite player. And then Florida traded him. It was at that, and I've been trying to get into hockey, but
shout out Riley Smith because he's no longer a Golden Knight.
he's not. Where's he at now?
We traded him. I forget where we traded him to. We traded him in the offseason because of salary cap things. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I mean that's my. So I've been getting free tickets left and right. The Columbus Blue Jackets people are crazy cool. Like they literally, I just got a text earlier today. A guy was trying to give me tickets. I met him at a Blue Jackets game. He's trying to give me floor seats to an Ohio State basketball game. People just give stuff away here. I couldn't get up. I wanted to say yes.
Patty and floor seats.
Anything.
Yes,
floor seats.
always. I'm so
Floor seats.
Have a frick it. I have a question. Here's my intake on hockey. Or my input on hockey. What song do they play at the Blue Jackets game? Is there a song? There's always a song, right?
Yes.
This is how I chose my hockey team, by the way.
You put me on the spot. Shoot.
Is it ever a specific song though? A lot of the teams just play like old, like I've thought like alt rock songs, and everybody just sings along. I don't know that it's always the same song.
They have one.
Buzz ballads.
They have one. So I've only been to one game in person. I've watched all online. I mean, not online because I don't steal stuff. But I open up the ESPN app and I watch there.
Aren't they on TNT or something? Did they play on ESPN?
Not the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets are the Pelicans of. Did you not? We're sellers dwellers.
They're on Valley.
Yes. No. Yes, we actually are on Valley, but we just had 2 games on TV, but we lost both, and so they probably won't put us back on TV. It's I can't remember. I think it's not the. I want to say it's the "We Will Rock You" song, but I feel like I'm wrong because I feel like I went up, took my daughter to the bathroom while they were singing it, and I just heard people singing the song. I'm like, man, they're excited about this one song. And when my daughter came out, they were done singing it. When they bring me back on, because I'm going to become an official member of the Who Effing Knows Pod, fun fact, everyone, because you guys are going to love this episode so much that you're going to demand me back. I'll come back with the name then.
There you go.
Good, I love it. Second question about hockey.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This was my favorite part of last year.
Does
Was Patty learning about hockey?
Does it make you better if you're Canadian? Because I noticed both the players you named, Riley Smith and the other one, they're both from Canada, and it feels like that's a qualification.
Patty, where are they from? Canada.
Canada, the Great White North.
They're from Canada. I'm now referring to Canada as Canada from now on. It's just better that way.
I would love to be on a hockey podcast because I'm just
the answer to your question.
Like that.
The answer to the question is yes.
Valid. Yeah, I was going to say yes too. Hockey was born there, so.
You know what else I love about hockey? We put out an episode or a clip a while back where I literally just asked silly questions like that I kind of knew the answer to already, and like every hockey fan and their grandmother hopped in the mentions and were so nice and answered the dang questions. And I was like,
because
bro, thank you.
Because they're from Canada.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't
know.
No,
hockey. Yeah, no, hockey culture is great, dude.
It is.
Except for everybody hates Vegas because jealousy.
Well, we hate Vegas because you guys buy championships, okay? Your whole team. Listen, the owner. Who's the owner? Isn't the same owner that owns the Raiders? Owns the Knights?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm almost certain.
Mark Davis?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know if
I don't know.
I don't know if you're able to find that. But, if it is him, they put together such a good team. Like, that was not a normal expansion team. You guys out the gate had talented guys. You just needed a coach to bring it together.
But here's the thing. Other teams chose who we were able to draft. So why is that our fault?
It's not your fault. You're valid. You win there. You win. I can see that point.
You know what the Twitter discourse is on Vegas fans, and for me it kind of applies. It's like or an older team in the league. Those fans hate Vegas fans because most Vegas fans are new, and like they don't know hockey that well. So it's like a thing where it's like you don't even know hockey. How could you love this team so much? Is what the argument is.
Gatekeeper. Like that's
right.
why your sport.
Hockey is not the position. Hockey's like baseball, not the position to keep fans out.
You need to be saying, please come. These people who are giving me tickets, they have a right perspective of their sport. They're saying, listen, we don't have a lot of people as fans, and we definitely don't have a lot that look like you. So please, we got tickets for the game. You're welcome to come. Listen, they are aware. I'm happy you brought up baseball because I'm waiting to have that conversation. But yes,
we'll be here another half hour.
I was like, shit, we've been going for an hour.
I didn't even notice it. I just looked up. I was like, dang, an hour. Hockey is quickly. It's gonna sound crazy. Hockey is quickly becoming my second favorite sport.
I told you. It's why I don't care what happens with the Pels. Like I just
don't you dare.
It's I don't. You got to go to.
But here's the thing.
Before you say it, Patty, you got to go to. Don't go to.
I've never even been to a game.
Well,
I can tell you.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I watched the Knights intro online, and to the Stanley Cup, and I was like, why did I point that way? Like it was right over there or something. I was like, this is insane. Like,
well, it's Vegas.
Vegas. That's what I was gonna say. Yep. Insane. You got to go to a game first, Patty. We got to take Patty to a game. I don't know.
But you know what? I'll say this. It is a mixture because the Pels have like my basketball team has not been good, and it's just been like, we're dealing with Pels stuff. It's a lot easier to fall in love with hockey when that's like it's. I can't say that because Columbus isn't. I don't know what it is for you because they're just not good. But
again, it's my grandmother used to make fun of me because I always picked the trash team because there's this something inside of me said before we got the Pels, I was a diehard Chicago Bulls fan because Michael Jordan. But and then once he left, and then but once he left, and once we got a team, I was like, I'm gonna support our team because I want to watch our team grow. I always pick the teams that I want to see grow into something.
Same.
I grew up a Saints and Rangers fan. Like,
Holy,
you know what I mean? Like the Rangers weren't good when I became a Rangers fan.
You guys hit a streak though there for a second where you were
Well,
stop.
yeah, but then like I chose Vegas for that reason. Like that was my thought process, was that they weren't going to be good. It's the same reason I chose like Inter Miami. They were a new team, but because they haven't been.
Wait, when did you choose Inter Miami?
I was about to. When Miami got a soccer team, I said the same thing, thinking it was going to be the same process. Sadly, it was not. I was like, this worked for Vegas. It's like, this worked when I chose my hockey team. So when Miami got Inter Miami, I was like, I'm going to be a soccer fan.
Oh,
it did not work out that way.
Yes,
but
it doesn't work out.
It kind of backs my argument of it was easier to get into hockey because they were good. Because yes, I like Inter Miami, but like I don't follow. Well, it was also hard to watch soccer games, like to just find them.
I agree. Shoot, I can't.
That's a whole nother
soccer is
conversation.
the one sport that I just don't even care to go to see in person. I don't care to watch on TV.
You give me
desire.
We've had this conversation. You give me the chance to go to like a European soccer
but you're
game.
Still not watching the game though. You're going there for the experience and not the game. Like, let's be honest. Would you go to that to see how crazy the crowd is and all the extracurricular activities that are going on, or are you going there to actually look?
I went to the U.S. Women's World Cup tour in the Superdome to see them play an exhibition game. So yes,
Did you
I would.
Enjoy it?
I like soccer.
You
I like soccer.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy soccer as a sport, but it's not for the game. If I'm going to watch a game, it's not going to be the first sport I'm choosing.
Heck no. Unless all of the soccer people that watch this, no, just keep it over there, brother.
Just to close out the soccer conversation, we keep saying I've won 2 championships in a year. I'd argue 3 because Inter Miami got messy, and that feels like a championship.
But he didn't play. Why didn't he play in any of didn't he miss like a lot of the playoffs?
He went play World Cup qualifiers for Argentina.
Jeez.
He's not the only person in MLS that did that. He's just the biggest name with the most attention. Yeah.
That just so all of the intention he brought to the MLS, he's like, y'all still aren't important enough.
Soccer's the most confusing sport in the world. I don't understand it.
100%.
Not because of the rules of the game. This whole in-season tournament thing, it blows my mind. We won our first trophy with Messi, but we qualified for that tournament with a team that didn't have Messi. I don't understand it. But anyway, we can start wrapping up because we're at an hour and 6 minutes.
I want no part.
I love it. We'll continue the conversation after.
Patty's been silent since an hour.
I was just staring. I was like, man, y'all are talking about hockey and soccer. Like, what am I going to contribute here?
Listen,
I'm in Orlando.
You want to diversify yourself, Patty.
I got teams. You want to hear my teams growing up? Y'all want to talk about picking bad teams? I picked the Saints. I picked the Tulane Green Wave. In basketball, I bounced around, to be honest with you. I was an Orlando Magic fan back in the day. Shaq and Penny.
Penny, got you.
Yeah. Who else? Cubs. They were terrible. I got lucky recently, but now they're terrible again. Well, they're up and down. I don't know. I just picked the Ice Cats to have fun. They sucked. They're not good. They just lucked into the playoffs. What you want out of me?
They're good this year.
I love losers. Are they good this year?
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
I'm just
good for them.
Who are your teams, Dave? I know we got to close up, but I want to know all of your teams. You got the Knights. Saints.
We'll go sport by sport. We'll go hockey, Knights, baseball, Rangers. Low second is I'm a Marlins fan also, but if they went head to head, I'm picking the Rangers every time.
You can't have 2 teams in one sport.
If I'm willing to pick one over the other, I think I can.
No.
If I sit here and say I will choose the Rangers over the Marlins 100 times out of 100 times, I think I can do that.
I love the Marlins. I have connections to the Marlins. I can't pick them as well. I like to watch them.
I like Tulane and Miami in college.
Yeah. How did Miami happen? Oh,
What-
you
well-
just love everything Miami.
Well, no, you got to. When I was growing up as a kid and getting
the
into
U.
football, Miami
You
was
got you.
was
Got you.
Miami, and
Yeah.
I also hated LSU as a child. So it just kind of like I wanted to be a fan of something else, and my grandma was a Tulane fan, so it just kind of rubbed off.
That's aggressive to hate LSU. You didn't have to hate us.
Hate's a strong word.
I'm
If my
telling you,
daughter
it's
heard you
aggressive.
say that, she'd say, "Mr. Dave said a bad word," and I would say, "Yes, honey,
Well,
he did."
He
good
hated
thing your daughter
LSU.
spends limited time around me.
So Tulane, LSU, well, not LSU, Tulane, and then who else?
So let's see, we did Rangers,
And Marlins.
Marlins, Inter Miami, Knights, Tulane, LSU. What am I missing a sport?
Well, you
Yeah.
hate LSU. LSU isn't on there, right?
DNF.
You
NFL.
said sorry, Tulane, Miami. I don't mean to say LSU.
Saints. Gotcha.
Saints.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that was a given.
And the Miami Dolphins. Don't lie.
No, I don't
What?
like Miami Dolphins. I'm not a Miami Dolphins fan.
Went on a
That-
whole
I
rant
was-
the other day about
I was
how he
about
needed
to
to watch
just
more
put
Miami
this-
Dolphins games.
Listen, if the
No, you
Saints
did
if the Saints go back to that bullshit, I'm going to watch Miami games, but not because I'm a fan. Just because
I
it's more
gotta
fun.
commit. Oh man, they are fun.
All
I
right.
didn't even get to talk football this time. Anyway, I'm gonna shut
Good.
up.
Wrap it up. That's when you come on next week.
How the hell
there
do
we
you
go.
wrap this thing up? Right? We have plenty more though. We do have plenty more remote recordings, so we'll probably have more guests. We might have Dylan back. Now I'm lying. We're
Put it
definitely
in
gonna
the
have Dylan back.
comments, y'all.
The beauty of
That
this
guy took the
is
show.
we didn't talk Pels, but we might have something with the three of us coming next week.
Are we
I
really
was like,
what?
excited about that though? I don't know if I'm even excited about that. At this
It was
point.
your idea.
Listen. It was my
yeah.
idea. It was
I remember
my
now.
idea, but
I made a
this
logo.
was
I made a
logo.
Jeez.
and I
gotta-
like it.
Okay.
We got to close this thing out.
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna shut up.
appreciate Dylan coming on. Big shout out. We're gonna have you back. This is a ton of fun. I love the group chat vibe conversations. That's what we always try to do. One thing I didn't say, and I definitely wore this just for today, and I was trying to have good vibes for the Pels.
Oh, it's the Rel shirt.
I'm wearing the. You want to talk influential?
Let's go.
You want to talk influential people, influential influencers, contributors,
Human
content
being.
creators, whatever you want to call her. Amazing person. Shout out Rel
Yes.
Myers. Go follow her, relmyers.com. Dylan, should we follow you anywhere?
Follow me at Dylan McKneely on everything, or by Dylan McKneely. Sorry, is that what it is? I don't listen. It's late. Just go follow whoever knows, and you'll find me from that.
Oh,
That's
look at
spelled
you
like
putting
that.
our names on the
Yeah, see
screen.
that?
Yeah,
See
that's a
that?
good one. Yeah, that's how it's
look at
spelled.
that. Wow,
Yeah.
that's fancy.
The last
Look at that.
ask, always go to theknow.com. Follow the Kneaux everywhere, especially on YouTube. We got to pump those numbers up. We got rookie numbers. So let's get in there. That's it, though. Y'all got anything else?
Nope.
All right, let's wrap this up and then continue the conversation. Bye, guys. You're going to miss out on another 20 minutes of talking.
Later.